Recovery is possible.
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 Recovery dialogues and sober stories.
My name is Antonio Matta, and welcome to Recovery Dialogues and Sober Stories, where we explore the transformative power of recovery, one honest conversation at a time. As we continue honoring Mental Health Month, I want to take a moment to speak directly to those carrying silent burdens, the ones we can't always see but feel deeply. Today's episode isn't a traditional interview, but rather a bonus offering from my heart to yours. I'll be sharing one of my poems and a short commentary from my micro-memoir, Born Premature Loved Overdue. It's a raw, poetic lens into the improbable, almost mythic odds of existence and the unshakable presence of trauma in the background of that miracle. But before we get to the poem, let's talk briefly about trauma, not as an abstract buzzword, but as a biological, emotional, and psychological force that shapes mental health in ways both subtle and seismic. Trauma doesn't just come down to what happened, it's about how it lives in you. Two people can experience the exact moment and carry it entirely differently. It's like siblings raised in the same storm but holding different weather systems inside them. One walks through life soaked in memory, the other seemingly dry. But that doesn't mean they weren't both changed. Trauma takes many forms. Yes, there are the big headline moments, abuse, violence, the chaos of war or disaster, but it can also be quieter, more insidious, a series of minor, ignored injuries that overwhelm our capacity to cope, moments we brushed off because no one else saw them as significant, moments we were told to just get over. What's wild and honestly sobering is that trauma leaves fingerprints on both the body and the brain. It rewires how we respond to the world, that fight, flight, freeze instinct. Sometimes it never quite resets. It stays humming in the background, quietly shaping how we think, relate, and even love. We often talk about PTSD as the brain's reaction to a single traumatic event, a crash, an assault, a loss. But complex PTSD is a different storm. It usually stems from prolonged trauma, especially in childhood, and it doesn't just leave you with memories. It changes how you regulate emotion, how you see yourself, and how you connect to others. And here's the kicker: trauma doesn't always show up as flashbacks or nightmares. Sometimes it whispers in the way you always need to be in control, in the way you shut down during conflict, in chronic pain without a clear cause, in that ache that says you're too much, or worse, you're not enough. So if you're someone who always puts others first to the point of depletion, has a hard time trusting even the good people, feels disconnected from your own feelings, those are more than quirks. They might be echoes of unprocessed trauma, but here's what I want to leave you with. Healing is possible. It's not a myth or a marketing slogan. It's happening daily, and not just healing, but also growth, rebirth, reconnection. From trauma-informed therapy to body-based practices like somatic experiencing, from mindfulness to movement to simply sitting in a circle with others who see your truth, there are so many paths forward. The key is finding the one that speaks to your nervous system, not just your intellect. Studies show that over 80% of people who engage in trauma-focused care report a real sense of hope and direction returning to their lives. That's not just data. That's people, survivors, remembering who they were before the wounds and who they're becoming beyond them. So in honor of this month and the mental health journeys that many of us are navigating, I'm sharing audio from a recent YouTube video I published of my poem and commentary called 1 in 525 billion chances of a lifetime. It's about conception, survival, and the symbolic race that many of us are still running, not just to be born, but to be seen, held, and heard in the fullness of who we are. One in 525 billion chances of a lifetime. Bittersweet. I'm going to miss the Sertoli cells. They were so good to me, not just me. In the early days, that's where we all dwelled. All we stem cells were kept full of nutrients and blood products, no matter how immature. We weren't all ready for the migration, but I was ready for change, ready to leave behind the demure. No validation is needed to secure a mind that has already been made up. It's time to move on, guys. Either get left behind or try your best to catch up. This isn't the time to be scared. Fear will have you ensnared, but fear would keep us as mere germ cells, never to see the light of day. I don't want to miss this. We all can't go to the epididymis. I'm ready. Never before have I been so. There have been so many changes, but the epididymis will be our rites of passage. Let's go. I'm quite fond of my oval-shaped head. The other stems wouldn't believe my new tailpiece. I'll soon be like an Olympian swimmer, gaining motility. Rumor has it that only 2/5 of us will actually swim on the day of destiny, the day of the sex, consummating my optimistic dreams of fertility. I don't fear drowning in the seminal fluid when the flood comes. This spermatogenesis is only good for 2.5 months. Every day, millions of new guys come into these testes. I don't care where they come from. I got my eye on the prize. No time to fraternize. Only one of us can fertilize. This has been my destiny, my dream through the fire, my only desire. My purpose is to see the creation of a new God, not an inferior demigod, but a divinely blessed being to walk among the other gods and goddesses. The Most High's will be done, but yet through my will, I'll shirk any qualms of slipshoddiness. As a germ cell first coming into these pubescent, partially maned testicles, I knew I had staying power. The rest is trivial. Praying my host decides against contraception his first time to third base, God's grace won't permit the earth another immaculate conception. Still, somewhere in the universe, someone's giving me the nod. No matter how stacked up the odds, 1.2 billion. To be exact, I've battled with my doubts, but my faith, my hope, knocked me back on track. I know now that seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. I believe in myself, and that is an unadulterated fact. I confess, this cocky confidence hasn't always been so predominant. From a germ cell to a stem, my entire circumference once housed turbulent self-doubt and dissidence. I never thought I'd make it out of this boy's body. If I did, I just knew it would be in a suffocating coffin of hand lotion or a tissue flushed at sea, but I've been visualizing. I can see it happening differently now for me. My dreams are becoming reality. Right now, it's time. I feel it getting warm, and all around me, there's commotion. It's either do or die. My bravery is zealous, but my tail still has anxious undulation. Do I remember the route? Don't panic, just remember the route. First, it's through that conduit that sounds like that soul singer. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, dang it. What's it called? Oh yeah, the urethra. How could I forget? Then directly into her. Next, her cervix. This is happening so quickly. Think. Okay, there's the uterus, then fallopian tubes, finally the ovum. Okay, I got the route. Now, with just the right propelling power from this kid's final thrust, I've got this. I think this boy's about to blow. Any moment now, I can feel it. Here comes all I got. On your marks, ready, set, go, and I'm off. See you later, suckers. I've got this. Faster, first checkpoint, second, almost there, third, fourth. Wait, I don't believe this. Am I in the lead? Don't look back. Stay the course. Stay focused. Swim faster. Move your 0.002 of an inch frame. This is the win for the game. Survival of the fittest. Those poor, slow tadpoles behind me. Yes, I did it. I'm here now. I'm in. Precious egg, meet my 23 chromosomes. Let the conception begin. 525 billion sperm cells are regenerated in a man's lifetime. I'm the one that made it. Let love bless this life so it is inspiring, empowering, and sublime. From the moment of my conception, I've been fighting to live. 525 billion sperm cells are regenerated in a man's lifetime. I'm the one that made it. I wrote in my micro-memoir, Born Premature Loved Overdue, a poetic testament to the astronomical odds I defied just to exist. I survived not only a war to fertilize the egg, but a mother's cancerous pregnancy that many warned would cost her life. They were right. She died 3 months after I was born severely premature, gasping for air, connected to tubes, denied her warmth, her heartbeat, her goodbye. Yet somehow I made it. But survival isn't where the story ends. It's where the trauma begins. Complex PTSD doesn't wear visible scars. It coils silently within. The trauma didn't stop at premature birth or maternal loss. It metastasized through neglect, emotional abuse, and repeated violations of trust. As I wrote in my book, every element of my life, directly or indirectly, is marked by the indelible stamp of survivor's guilt. It gnaws at the pillars of my mental well-being, echoing the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. This Mental Health Month, I urge us all to honor the invisible wounds. Trauma isn't just a chapter in a memoir, it's a blueprint that reshapes your reality. It can make a walk to the corner store feel like a battlefield. It can derail careers, strain relationships, and corrode self-worth. The ghosts of childhood linger, haunting subways, boardrooms, bedrooms, but healing is possible. It begins in truth. It grows in safe conversation. It matures through help from a trusted peer or professional. I'm living proof. I'm still here. And if you're hearing this, so are you. You don't have to walk through the fire alone. Born Premature Loved Overdue is not just my story. It's a mirror, a map, a murmur from someone who's been there, who is there, still becoming. Don't wait to be overdue for the love you deserve. Seek the light. You are not alone. This Mental Health Month, purchase any of my books from Amazon or where books are sold to get a glimpse of mental health and recovery in a nuanced and creative way. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Continue to celebrate Mental Health Month with me by catching up on past episodes of Recovery Dialogues and Sober Stories, and stay tuned for more stories, insights, and voices that honor the full spectrum of what it means to recover and rise. Until next time, take care of your mind, your heart, and each other.
Recovery is possible.
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 Recovery dialogues and sober stories.